Why are 100 men per day here in the US doing this? And almost 2,000 men per day doing this worldwide. Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses show. I'm your host, Greg. I've been getting on here talking about life, talking about what turned my life around from rock bottom to total transcendence. And it wasn't just going to the gym. It wasn't just giving up the alcohol and the THC. It was also asking for help. And guess what? Showing up every single day for almost 12 years now to really choose me, to choose my mental health, to choose my emotional health, to choose my spiritual health, and to choose physical health. And striving and improving little by little every single day, knowing that I didn't just wake up with the magic and everything just was fixed. And we are in serious times now. And if you're new to the show, I want to welcome you. My format is my format. I want to make the content as engaging as possible. I really, really, really appreciate your viewership that you are checking on here, because me sharing my life story, me sharing how I was able to turn my life around after literally hitting the darkest, hardest rock bottom possible, is a part of my passion project. And I came up with the mantra "Results Kill Excuses" as a way to give me a guiding light, a new mantra to say, instead of work hard, play hard, which really was just work hard, party hard. Right? We got to party. We got to work really hard so we can go party hard. That was the old mantra. Straight the fuck up, to where I felt nothing was fulfilling me, right? None of the partying, none of the social activities, none of it was truly building me up. And I put this message out because I have a heart for humanity. I have a heart for all the men and women that are out there suffering in silence, out there just looking for answers. And that's what it really took. I keep saying that really, I think it was a 4 or 5 process for me to truly turn my life around. First, I had to finally hit rock bottom, an absolute breaking point, back to like the old WWF, wrestling, the backbreaker, or just the jumping off the ladder, type moves to just like pin the guy down. Like life had to do that to me. So painful, man. It's so painful to think about the abuse, the torment that we put ourselves through. And it's all a reflection of how desperate we are, how much pain we have no way to express verbally, to communicate it. We don't have the courage. We don't even just have the cognitive brain function to be able to like find someone that we trust and say, "Hey, I need help. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I keep thinking about killing myself." Right? And that's what's happening every day to 100 men here in the US. 100 men every day. You know somebody. And if you do, you need to do your best to try and help them. Just in the past few days, I know 2 people that know 2 people close to them, men that have killed themselves. And I can't tell you how many dark nights of the soul that I've survived. And you listening, you probably can relate. We need each other right now more than ever, man. Like, the politics ain't gonna solve our problems. The fucking military, the social issues aren't gonna solve our problems. It's gonna be us really giving a shit about one another and setting aside our bullshit differences, the division, and really starting to see each other as humans, as hurting people. but also people that have unlimited potential. You have everything you need to fucking succeed, man, to push through and break through your internal living hell. And I'm very intimate with this subject, and it's not an easy one, but I'm not going nowhere. This is at the root cause of so many things. The root of so many things is our childhood trauma. That is what I've learned on my healing journey of 12 years. It really came to my attention in a new way when I left higher education after building a nationally award-winning program serving veterans and their families. I won a national award for being a veteran advocate as a veteran, and I'd finished a master's degree, and I said, I want to go make a difference in the youth. And so, here I am with an MBA, and saying I'm going to go teach elementary fourth graders at the worst school in my community. And I'm grateful that I have the freedom to be able to choose positions that give me a purpose. It doesn't have to make sense, and it doesn't have to be along a career path. I just look for things that just feel right for me in the moment, that I can connect with people and help. And gosh, I sure did that in a short amount of time. I still have parents that reach out to me from the 2 years that I taught public education. But what I realized is it was a very what was called the trauma informed school. And I could see the dead energy on my students coming in, 9 and 10, 11 year olds. I could see the dead energy. I could see that they were being abused, neglected, all kinds of shit. And they weren't safe in their bodies. So how the fuck are they going to learn and teach? How are they going to learn? Right? They're not ready to do math problems and reading and essays. Like, they didn't feel safe. So we had to scrap all the bullshit and get to, like, you know, soft skills, building self-confidence. And I was praised for that because I knew that if I could focus on the child and their immediate needs, that we could eventually get to the learning, and the learning would be very focused, and it was very successful. But what woke me up in that moment, in that season, was that, holy shit, how does this relate to me? And that's when I started peeling back this next level. I'd already been sober for, gosh, man, like 8 years at the time, and I'd been going to therapy for a shit ton of time, but I still had some just issues under the surface, and I couldn't quite figure it out. And this is shit that none of us learn. So if you're hearing this for the first time, or, it seems like more and more people are figuring this out and starting to talk about it. This is still very mysterious, how trauma plays itself out throughout the course of our life. Time, I will tell you right now, time does not heal. Time is not going to heal your wounds. You have to set intentions to actually reprogram the bullshit that happened to you from 0 to 10 years old, and how that actually plays itself out in codependent ways, in narcissistic ways, in all kinds of toxic ways, men and women alike. And the reason why we can't even really understand this is because these things run themselves at the subconscious level. They are programs. We have triggers, and then shit happens. We act and behave in a way that is because of it's a survival program. And without getting too deep into that, that is the issue. That then leads people towards addiction issues, that then leads people towards being so fucking sick and tired of being sick and tired that they can't take the pain anymore, that they kill themselves. They hit delete. And I have been there on the cusp of that. I have survived some really fucking dark days, some really dark months, some really fucking dark nights. And right now, the leading cause of death in men under 50 is, you guessed it, suicide. It's crazy. It's totally fucking crazy. And I know it's true because I can think about when guys that I grew up started dropping off. It was probably, it really started to, I felt like there was a pattern that started probably when I was like in my mid to late 20s. And it just feels like throughout the years, I'm 45 years young now. So about the last 20 years, more and more and more and more men, right, that I grew up with die every year. And there's not really like oh, this or that. It's always a shame. And so it's always led to believe that it's probably because they killed themselves. And it makes sense. The statistics are there. The statistics are basically saying that's the epidemic we have in this world right now, that men are fucking miserable as fuck. They're suffering. And it's so sad because if men, I can tell you right now, like I literally remember being a kid and crying, like because I was scared or sad or hurt, and literally getting the living shit beat out of me. Oh, you're gonna cry? I'll give you something to cry about. And it was like fucking beat down. Holy shit. All these little boys and these grown ass men are just so fucking scared, so traumatized, and so suppressed. They're so scared. We're so scared internal on how to unlock these doors, because what happens is it leaks out, and it leaks out in very rageful, confrontational, right? Angry ways, self-destructive ways. A lot of times we don't want to hurt the people we love, so we fucking start self-destructing. And that's the mind of a man. And yet, if we could just help men to learn how to process those emotions in a safe space, and to then learn how to communicate on the other side, communicate your needs, communicate your wants, communicate the things that are hurting you, communicate what you truly believe in, that would make a huge difference versus just being like, I'm good, and putting on a fucking smile and acting. It's just an act. Literally half of men are obese, and almost 2,000 men on this planet right now today will kill themselves. 4 times more likely than women. Fuck. There's a sense of urgency, and I'm willing to put in the work. And if you know somebody that you think is hurting, send them my way. I'm looking at establishing a men's group, live sessions, probably twice a month. And that's going to start in July. So if you know a man, please share this channel with them, share this content with them. I just want you to know that you're not alone, man. We need each other. And I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. And I got the credentials to back this shit up. I know what it is, man. I've lost everything. 08, 09, I was fucking like, prior to 08, 09, after like 2002 to 2008, man, I was kicking fucking ass in Southern California in my early 20s, making just ridiculous amounts of money and buying investment properties, buying property, building almost a 7-figure business, and having seven figures in real estate. And then guess what? The whole economy fell off the cliff. So I know what it is to lose everything. I know what it is to start over. I know what it is to crash and burn. I know what it is to try and try and try again and fail and just not give the fuck up. And somehow, some way, I've gotten this far, and I'm still not where I know I can be. And I'm focused and I'm locked in, because now the purpose is coming, and now is the time. This is the place, and I am here to serve you. With my heart, with my soul, with everything I got, I am here to serve and reach men, and to speak life into you, brothers, kings, warriors. I'm here to speak life into you. That when you think no one else gives a shit about you, right? It's true. You gotta self-rescue. You gotta give a shit about yourself. But guess what? Let's build a motherfucking community throughout this world of men that give a shit about themselves first and the motherfuckers next to them next. Let's link shields so that we can truly start impacting this world, releasing our vices, doing life on life's terms, healing our emotions, processing our emotions, deepening our masculinity, and truly stepping in as the total man that we all are capable of being. Regardless of what your faith is and religion, I have some wild beliefs, but I truly, at the core of it, I believe in a God, but I also believe in this thing called reincarnation. And I know that messes a lot of people up, but man, there's just so much intuitiveness, esoteric, just things that just speak to me that this ain't my first rodeo. It is probably not yours either, man. It's just not. I just don't think it is. So I think even if we do delete ourselves, I think that, we get into the spirit world and we're like, fuck, dang it. I took the easy, I couldn't handle it. I didn't get to the point of the veil being lifted so I could truly see that I signed up for this fucking crazy ass life and that, I got to go do it again and learn the lessons. The lesson of transcending the ego and the self and the misery and the suffering, to transcend it, to be one with God and to be one with all humanity. I see you, you see me, we are one. You're just a different version, a different reflection of me. The life force in you is the life force in me. And it's like we struggle with that. But I do believe that we are elevating spiritually on this planet. And I do believe that the time is now. And I do believe that my voice is being activated right here, right now, to speak this truth, to speak this life upon the hearts, the minds, the ears of those that hear. I'm going to keep getting back on this. I'm very inspired. Today is a big day for me. I got a shit ton of work to put in that's inspired, that's to truly deliver a gift to the world. And I want you to know, just lock in. Get through one more day. My therapist used to always tell me when I was really in the pity parties, I'll leave you with this. If you kill yourself, you're killing the wrong person. Right? It doesn't take away your pain. It just passes it on to other people. And secondly, when you're having a pity party, when you are really fucking down on yourself, right? A pastor taught me this, showed me this, and it's something that I have used time and time and time again. If you're really down on yourself, you're in that pity party, woe is me. It's a 10-step process to get out. Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear the 10-step process? If I tell you, you have to try it. You have to try it. Like today, this weekend, whenever you hear this, you have to try it and see what happens. Step 1, go do something for somebody else. Do something kind, an act of kindness. Go volunteer at a homeless shelter. Go volunteer at a soup kitchen. Go volunteer at a battered women's shelter. Go volunteer at Big Brothers Big Sisters. Go give of your most precious resource, to volunteer, to go and serve someone else that is probably in a worse situation than you. That's why it's so important. But you go do this act of kindness, no matter what. And guess what? That's step 1. Step 2 through 10, repeat step 1 9 more times and tell me that you still feel like shit. Tell me that your life still sucks. I can tell you when I went through a season of separation from my wife at the time, she's now my ex, but we were separated for 10 months. I was virtually homeless, jobless, and I was really lacking a lot of self-confidence. And I went and I started volunteering at a homeless shelter. So a guy that was virtually homeless was volunteering at a homeless shelter. Yes. But again, see, that's my heart. That's the thing inside of me that has gotten me from not pulling the fucking trigger and hitting Control Alt Delete. And so here I was, a guy that was virtually homeless, serving people that were homeless. And guess what I realized? My situation isn't as bad as I think it is. And it wasn't just to compare. There wasn't judgment. There was love, like to serve with love and gratitude. But it was to also have that fresh perspective to say, fuck, it's not as bad as I think. I just need a perspective and I can make this happen. I'm working on this course right now where I'm teaching people how to go in and, you want to make a change in a career, but you have this excuse. I don't have enough time. I can't, how am I supposed to provide for my family and then also go to school or do this other thing? When literally one of the exercises is you go search for somebody that has done something that you're thinking of doing, but you have a lot of fear to go do. And what you're going to find is there's a lot of inspiration in this world. To literally where I found story after story after story of people going from being fucking janitors in hospitals to nurses, nurse practitioners. And it's like, wait, how does that happen? It's because we all have this inside of us, a will, we have it, but it needs to get activated. And let's activate that shit right fucking now. And go do it by serving someone else today. Don't judge the person asking for handouts on the curb or on the median. Go out there and serve somebody, serve your community, do something for somebody else, and do it as many times over the next few days and tell me that you don't feel better about yourself. That's what I got for you. We are going to address 100 men killing themselves every day, 2,000 worldwide. We are going to address that, and I will make an impact in a positive way to help men get the message out. Subscribe, share, comment down below if you are with me on this mission, on this journey. We will rally around the men out there that are suffering in silence, because healthy men means healthy relationships, which means what? Loved women, emotionally secure women, emotionally secure relationships. So don't think I'm not thinking about you, ladies. Me getting men to get their shit together and to start fucking leading and to heal and to release the vices and to do life on life's terms and to start really being a man that wakes up every single day with a fucking purpose and a mission. That is going to overflow into the hearts and the minds and the lives of women and children throughout this world. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, where your growth equals your greatness. Greg's out.